Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be going over part 2 of Make My Story by Lenny Code Fiction. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I would encourage you to go back, watch that, and then come here for the second half of the song. So to start in, we first have 何千回も何も知らない. So we had this nanzenkai before in the last half of the video, which was this nan means from nani, which means what, and sen, which means like 1,000, so together they become many thousand. And then this kai is the counter for occurrences, so that's many thousands of times, and mo is even. So even if you do something thousands of times, nanimo is nothing, and shiranai is like unknown or you don't know. This is also like the negative form of shiru, which means to know. And to make this negative form, that is a goran ru ending verb. So that ru ending, the u-based ending, changes to its a-based ending, so ru becomes da. Then you add on nai, so our shiru becomes shira, shiranai. So it's like unknown, you don't know. So nanimo shiranai is like you don't know anything, no matter how many times you do stuff. That is all describing aitsura, which is they. And then ni marks the means of an action, so by, with, or through them. They're the means of this, they're doing this. So sanzan is thoroughly, completely, severely, or harshly. And the na is the adjective marker, so it's making this describe kotoba, which is your dialect or your words. So harsh words. And then de makes that the means of an action, so like by, with, or through harsh words, like through their harsh words. Ho, which is the cheek of your face. And then o is a direct object marker, so to your face, we are butarete kita in it. So we're striking the face, because butareru is to be struck or to be beaten, and this is the teikuru past form of that. So first, this is an ichiran ru ending verb, so to make it to its te form, that ru just changes to its te, and then you add on kuru. So butareru becomes butarete kuru, which means like you're coming into being, you're starting to beat someone, or you're continuing to beat someone, or being beaten. Your face is what's being beaten by these guys that don't learn. And then to make that to its past form, kuru is an irregular verb, so kuru just becomes kita, and you just have to memorize that one. But there's not a whole lot of irregular verbs in Japanese, so it's not a huge problem. But for this one, you just have to memorize that. So butareru becomes butarete kita, which is your face was being struck by their nasty words. So our next verse here we have koko made no kushin wa kimi ni wa wakaranai. So koko is here, and made is up to or as far as, and then no is linking that to kushin, which is pain, trouble, diligence, or hard work. So it's kind of like the hard work that it took to get to this point. And then wa makes that the topic of our sentence. And then kimi is you, not the politest way to say you, but not the worst either. And then niwa is in regards to, so about you, wakaranai, which is the negative form of wakaru, which is to understand or to be comprehended. So this is a godan ru ending verb to make it negative. That u-based ending first changes to its a-based ending, and then you add on nai. So the ru becomes da. So wakaru becomes wakara, nai, wakaranai. So kimi ni wa wakaranai. As for you, you don't understand. You wouldn't understand how hard it was for me to get here. Just a little condescending, but we're also talking about these guys that never learn, so maybe they don't get it. And next we have 成功より実際は失敗を連れてきて. So that is 成功 is success, and we had this before where it was like instead of being normal we want to be passionate, instead of being successful reality isn't always great. So 成功より, so instead of being like success, 実際, practical, reality, or like actual conditions, so like the actual real world, and wa makes that the topic. And then 失敗 is failure, mistake, or blunder, and then o makes that the direct object. And next we have this 連れてきて, which is the てくるて form of 連れる, which is to take someone with you, to bring along, or to accompany. So like rather than always being a success, reality is kind of like you're going to be accompanied with a lot of failures. You got to learn from those failures, and it's going to be a bunch of them. So to make this to its teikite form, this ru is an ichiran ru, so the te form, it just becomes, ru becomes te, and then you add on kuru, so tureru becomes tsurete, becomes tsurete kuru. That's like doing that action or going to do that action. So you're accompanying, and then we're gonna make it to the te form, which can it can also just trail off or kind of link two sentences together like the and in English. So for that, kuru here again is an irregular verb, so kuru becomes kite. So tsureru for our tsurete kuru, for our tsurete kite is our end form here. So this is basically just instead of being successful, always being successful, real life, there's going to be a lot of failures. Failure is going to accompany real life. So you're not always going to be successful right away. Next we have どんなに限界を追い越すと決めても So どんなに is how much or how, and then 限界 is a limit or bound. There's so what limit, what bound, and then o makes that the direct object. Then 追い越す is to pass or overtake or to surpass. So whatever limit you're trying to overpass, and then to is linking that to 決めても, which is the teimo form of 決める, which is to decide, to choose, or to determine. And that is an ichiran ru ending verb. So for its te form, ru becomes te. Then you just add on mo for its teimo form. So 決める becomes 決めて, becomes 決めても. So no matter what limit you're trying, you're determined to overpass, overtake. It's even if you're determined to overtake some kind of boundary, some kind of wall in your life, then dame is bad. Right here it's in katakana for emphasis. Katakana will usually be used for loan words, like words from English or French, but also you can use katakana for emphasis. It's similar to making words bold in English. So they're just adding bold, underline, it's super bad. Then data is was. Then hibi is daily life or daily. So kind of bad days or bad daily life. And then mo is also, and then aru is to exist. So bad days also exist. So it's kind of no matter how determined you are to reach your goals, to go beyond your goals, there's gonna be bad days too. So kind of be ready for that. Next we have 口に出せず心でとどめた. So 口 is your mouth. And then ni is showing the means of an action, so with your mouth. And then dasezu is the potential zu form of dasu, which is to put out or to produce a sound. So it's kind of making sounds with your mouth or just talking. And first we're going to make it potential, which means you can produce a sound. And so for that, this is a go-down su ending verb. So that u base ending changes to its e base ending, and then you add on nu. So dasu becomes daseru, which means you can produce a sound. But next we're saying, nope, you can't. So this is now all potential verbs are ichiran verbs. So when we conjugate that to its zu form, we're changing that u to zu. So dasu, daseru, dasezu, which means you cannot produce a sound, so you can't talk. Kokoro is your heart or your spirit or your mind. And then de is showing the location, so in your heart. Todometa is the past form of todomeru, which is to stop or to stay or to contain. And this is an ichiran ru ending verb. So to make it past, that ru becomes ta. So todomeru becomes todometa. So it stays in your heart. All those words you can't say, all that stuff you can't put out, it's in your heart. It's there. It's boiling. So next we have 悲しさなんてたくさんあって So 悲しさ is sadness, sorrow, or grief. Aww. And nante is such things or like. It's kind of adding emphasis to 悲しさ. And then taksan means a lot or many. And then atte is the te form of aru, which means to be or to exist. That is a go-down new ending verb, so to make it to its te form. That ending du changes to a tiny tsu and a te. So aru becomes atte. So a lot of sadness exists. There's so much sadness. Next we have jibun made utagai so datta. So jibun, myself, and made is up until as far as, like to the extent of utagai, which is the mastem of utagao, which is to doubt or to distrust. And that godan u ending is going to be changed to its e-based ending to make its mastem. So utagao becomes utagai. And then that allows us to add so here, which we've done a lot before already in part 1 with nakiso, which that was like appearing to cry. But this is like you're appearing to doubt. You're doubting even yourself. Then data is was. So like all of this sadness, it got so far that I started to doubt myself. I stopped believing in myself. You can't do that. いつかきっと泣きそうになるくらい. So 泣きそう. Again, that's what we had before. We've seen this before. We've seen this part, but this になるくらい is new. So to go over again, いつか is sometime or someday. きっと is surely. So surely someday. And then naki is the mastem of naku, which is to cry or to weep. That is a godan ku ending verb. So that u-based ending changes out to its e-based ending. So ku becomes ki. Naku becomes naki. Then you attach that so here for naki so, which means like appearing to cry, or you can think of it as like being on the verge of tears. And then ni is linking that to naru, which is become. So you're becoming on the verge of tears. Then kurai is like to that extent or so much as. So like all this sadness is so much that it's pushing you to be at the end of tears. Aww. Next we have jinsei ni oite daiji na hi o. So jinsei is human life. And ni oite is like as for or regarding. So as for human life. Daiji is an important or valuable or a serious matter. And then na, this is a na adjective, so that's linking it to hi, which is day or days. So daiji na hi is important days. So this is like important days in human life, like the important days in life. And then o, it's making this all the direct object marker here. This is all the direct object for our next slide here, which is それでも, but still or nevertheless, 探して生きていたい. So 探して is the te form of 探す, which is to search for something or to seek something out. And this is a godan su ending verb. So to make it to its te form, that su becomes shite. So 探す becomes 探して. And that is linking things together. So you're searching and you're also doing this. You're 生きていたい. So 生きる means to live, to exist, or to make a living. So to first change it to its teiru form, which means doing that action, so living, that do ending verb changes out to te, and then you add on iru, so ikiru becomes ikiteiru. And next you're going to want to make that to its tai form, which means that you want to do that. So you want to be living. It's a good thing. So it's still an ichidan verb, so that do gets swapped out to tai. So ikiru is ikiteiru, is ikiteitai. So it's like, I want to live searching for those important days in life. So it's kind of like, you know, I've talked about all this sadness, all this bad stuff, about doubting yourself. But you know, what you really want is to search for and wait for that good stuff. You know, because it's not all bad. So, 100あった屈辱を言ってで帰る. So, 100 is 100. And then あった is the past form of aru, which is to be or to exist. And this is a godan do ending verb. So that do changes their tendency to ta. So aru becomes atta. So 100 atta, 100 existed, 100 kutsujoku, 100 humiliations. No. And then o makes that the direct object marker. So we're doing something to them, which is good for a change. This itte is move or single-handed, like a single movement in a game. And this ichi right here, this means one, and te means your hand, so like one move, it makes sense. And then this de is showing the means of an action, so like with one move, kairu, like to change, to alter, to revise. So you're revising 100 mistakes, 100 humiliations with one move. Yeah. And then yona, so this is like all of this. Yonahi is days like that. So days when just everything goes right and just overturn everything. Those are the days you gotta wait for. So ga makes up the subject marker, makes up the subject, those perfect days. And then matsu is to wait or to look forward to. And koto is like the event or the thing. And then dake is only. And then miteru is the teiru form of miru, which is to see or to look or to watch. That is a godan do verb. So that do changes to its te, and you would normally add on iru. But this is casual, so we're dropping the i. So like you'd have miru, miteiru, but we just got miteru. So it's a little bit faster. So it's like I'm only watching, I'm waiting for that event, like for those days where just everything goes right and they overturn all that bad stuff. It's what I'm waiting for. So 正解は自分で見つけたい. So this is similar, like in the first half we had 世界を見つけた, just like I found the answer, and this is just a little bit different because we're finding our answer. So 正解 is correct or correct interpretation, and then wa makes up the topic, and then 自分 is oneself, myself, and then で is showing the means of an action, so by myself. We got 見つけたい, which is the Thai form of 見つける, which is to discover or to find. And that is an ichiran do ending verb. So to make it to its Thai form, we just swap out do with tai. So 見つける becomes 見つけたい. 見つけたい. So I want to find by myself the right answer. So like I want to find the answer for myself. What's right for me. Next we have 大事なことほど伝えるのは少し怖いし. So 大事 is important or valuable, a serious matter. And then it's a na adjective, so that na is making it describe koto, which is an event or an occurrence. So like important things, like hodo, so like they're to the degree abounds, the upper limit, these are super important things. And then sutaeru is to convey or to report or to transmit. And then no, this no first is nominalizing sutaeru, because sutaeru is a verb. So in order to be the topic of a sentence, it has to be a noun. So this no is making it to a noun. So it's more like the act of transmitting, the thing of transmitting. And as for that, that's our topic of the sentence. Then skoshi is a little bit, and kawaii is scary, and she is kind of just noting one of many reasons. So it's like, I'm a little scary about like conveying these super important things to you. And then nigate is poor or weak or not very good at. And dakedo is however, it's like, nigate dakedo, it's like, I'm really bad at this, but. So we have this nigate dakedo, wakatte te itsumo omotte ita. So it's kind of like, I'm scared, I'm not going to be able to like say it properly, but it's so important, I need to. So this wakatte is a teiru te form of wakaru, which is to be understood or comprehended. So this is a godan do ending verb. So to make it to its te form, that do changes to taritsu and a te, and then you add on a nuru. So wakaru becomes wakatteru. And we're killing the e here again. There should be like wakatte, there should be an e right here, but we don't have it. Because again, we're going to change that to another form, it's te form. That's why there's two te's together. So just dropping that e for casual form. And then this nuru is changing to a te. So wakaru to wakatteru to wakattete. So that's like you're understanding and you're doing other stuff. So it's like you're understanding that you're bad at this, essentially. Then itsumo is always omotte, which is the past form of omo, which is to think, to consider, to feel. And first, this is a godan u ending verse. So to make it to its te form, that u becomes tainitsu and a te, and then you would add on this ita. So omo becomes omotte, omotte-ita. That is the past progressive, so you were doing that. So you were always thinking about this. So you're always thinking about like, I feel like this is like, how are you gonna like convey this important stuff? How are you gonna pass this on? Almost feels like, this is like all this stuff we talked about in this song is what he's trying to pass on, and thinking about like, he's bad about it, how does he phrase it, stuff like that. He's always thinking about that. So next we have nani mo kamo ga kokoro ni atte. So nani mo kamo is everything and anything, and ga makes that the subject of the sentence, so like just everything is the subject. And then kokoro is your heart or your mind. And then ni is the location, so in your heart. Ate is the te form of aru, which means to be or to exist. That is the godan new ending verb. So the ru ending changes again to a tanitsu and a te. So aru becomes ate. So kokoro ni ate is in your heart. So everything's in my heart. I feel that's like kind of like the good things and the bad things are in there. Because this song is kind of about like the good things in life, really trying and striving in those days when things go perfect. But there's also so many bad things, like the days when you're almost on the verge of tears. So it's all of it. So next we have Kiezu ni boku o tsukutte ita. So kiezu is the zuni form of kieru, which is to go out, to disappear, or to vanish. This is without doing that, so you're not disappearing, you're just hanging in there. So this is an ichidan ryu ending verb. It changes just to zuni. Swap those out. So kieru becomes kiezuni. So that's without vanishing, without fading. And then boku is me. And then o makes that a direct object. Next we have tsukutte ita, which is the past form of tsukuru, which is to make or to produce or to build. This is a godan new ending verb. That do changes to a tanitsu and a te. Then you add on ita. So tsukuru becomes tsukutte ita. So that is the past progressive. So I was doing that. I was building up myself without fading. But sadly, it is time for this video to fade away. Because this is the end of the song. You now know all the Japanese in Make My Story. And if you're thinking, there were things that are missed. Actually, there wasn't a lot of repeat in this song, but there was a little bit of repeat. Because any time that if it's repeated, I won't cover that again. If it's like the verse is exactly the same, I won't go over them. And none of the English is in here either. There is a good chunk of English in this song. But now you know what all the Japanese means. I hope you had fun, enjoyed, learned something. If you want to learn more songs in the future, please subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.